as red. She's got the spices, smile so bright. Cooking with Judith right by my side. By my side. Chop, chop, sizzle, frying pan heat. From pancakes to a fancy feast. Cooking with Judith, fun to say the least. The least.
Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today we're going to do Korean fried chicken. So I have all the ingredients for our marinade, which is basically a brine. So we want salt, sugar, vinegar, soy sauce, oyster sauce, onion powder, garlic powder, chicken bouillon powder, and black pepper. And optional, you could put some MSG in it if you like, but that is optional. So first, we're going to brine our chicken. And I do have legs, drumsticks. And again, as in the Thai fried chicken, they tend not to use breasts. I mean, legs, thighs, wings, because again, breasts can overcook far too easily and you end up with a dry piece of chicken. So, we'll make our brine and we'll get our chicken started. If you can, do this the night before. If not, give it a minimum of 1 hour to sit in the brine or marinade, whichever you want to call it. So for our brine, you want half a tablespoon of kosher salt, a tablespoon of white sugar, a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder, and do get the Asian style, because if you get the European, it's going to have all sorts of herbs and things in it, and that's going to change the flavor. To go with half a tablespoon of garlic powder. You could use up to a tablespoon depending on how much you like garlic. And my onion powder is disgusting. And a half a tablespoon of onion powder. And I'm sure we've all heard how spicy Koreans like their food. So the original recipe says a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. I'm using a half a teaspoon. But up to you how much you want to put in. Then we want a tablespoon of white vinegar. Now make sure you have a whisk on hand because we are going to need to whisk this. There we go. Some freshly cracked black pepper. And again, up to you how much you like pepper, how much you put in. And then we need 3 cups of water. Okay, 3 cups of water. Now this recipe is for about 2 pounds of chicken, or 900 grams. I don't have anywhere near that much, but I didn't want to alter the amounts just in case. So considering I have altered the amounts already, I didn't want to take the risk of really doing something nasty to the flavors by altering the amount anymore. And now, as you are going to put raw chicken in this, do use cold water, or at the very, very most, kind of lukewarmish. You don't want hot water in here, even though it would help dissolve things, but it's okay. We just don't want to get our chicken started cooking, and it is going to have to sit in it for a while. Okay, once you've got it all mixed up, it's time for the chicken. So, for our chicken, I have 5 chicken legs, or drumsticks, not the whole leg. We're going to give them a little rinse and pat them off. I just like to rinse them because if they've been sitting in like a plastic bag or something for a while, they could have a bit of a funky flavor or smell, which you really don't want. Then we need a nice sharp knife. Get this out of the way, because what we need to do is move our chicken off of that. So get it where you can see it. Come on, chicken. We are going to cut into the meat right to the bone into 1 or 2 spots on both sides of the chicken leg. And then just drop them into the brine. And of course, remove any excess fat and give it to the cat. Okay. Now the slicing into the chicken meat will not only help the brine absorb into more of the meat, but it will also help the cooking time. Slice there. Oh, that's a little leg. If your legs are really small, keep going on the legs. Your drumsticks. If your drumsticks are really small, fewer cuts will do. Then just drop them all into the brine. Make sure they're submerged. Cover them with some cling film, plastic wrap, whatever you have, and refrigerate overnight or for a minimum of 1 hour. So to coat our chicken, what we should use is Korean fried chicken powder, which is basically a batter mix. If you don't have that, you can do what I am going to do, which is cake flour. And I'm not going to do 3 cups because I only have 5 chicken drumsticks. So I'm going to do 1 cup. Now this is supposed to be cake flour, which I don't have. So in that case, we're going to put in about a teaspoon of baking powder. Then we want 1/2 cup of either potato starch or cornstarch. Short there. That cornstarch. Just open the fresh one. Yeah, everywhere. Oh. Actually, that was 1 cup of flour, so I want 1/4 cup of cornstarch, not 1/2 cup. And a little pinch of salt. Mix that all together well. And actually, to be honest, to get the ratios right, there should be another 1/2 cup of flour in there. Because 3 cups of cake flour, you want 1 cup of potato or cornstarch, and I did 1 cup of flour with the baking powder to make it cake flour. We'll add another half cup of flour. I know it seems like a lot, but we are going to split this up. Good mix. And the cornstarch will help make things nice and crispy. So, what we want is either a container with a lid or a resealable bag. And we're going to put about a cup of our flour mixture in here. And spread it around. We want enough so that when we put our chicken in, it's not going to stick together. And we have our marinated chicken. And we're not going to pat it dry. We're just going to put it directly into our flour. Just let the liquid drain off it. We'll have to do that last one separately. And then sprinkle a little bit of our powder over top. Now I'm calling it powder because it's basically the replacement for the Korean fried chicken powder. We'll put our lid on and give it a good shake. Voila! So let me put these aside for now so that we can do the last little one. There we go. We have lots of this in here. Let's just do that. Okay. And we're just going to return these to wait for our oil to get hot. So to complete the batter, we're going to take what's left of our flour mixture, laying around on the counter there, and a half cup of cold water. And don't add it all at once, just in case. And give it a stir. Aiming for a fairly thick batter. We do want it thoroughly combined. We do not want a bunch of lumps in it. That's looking lovely. So it's kind of a thick pancake batterish consistency. A little thinner. I think that's a little thick. That's looking better. Okay, now we just need to heat our oil. So now we just have to wait for our oil to reach 340 degrees Fahrenheit. This will be a double fry. For the second fry, we will increase the heat to 355. Now, obviously, when we put the chicken in, the temperature will drop, and we do want to fry the chicken at the lower temperature, so we'll reduce the heat and keep the temperature a bit lower. And when the oil is hot enough, we're going to take our chicken, get the spoon out of the way, remove it from our bucket of flour, and dredge it in the batter. Letting excess batter drip off. Now you can't see it, but I'm just holding it up and letting the batter drip. Okay. I'm going to lay it into the oil. Temperature will drop on the oil. That's okay, because if it's too high, the chicken will not cook through. And we don't want to crowd the pan. And our oil is a little high in the pan, so we don't want to add too much because we want to keep it from overflowing, obviously. So we're just going to reduce the heat a bit. Because we are now up at about 350, 55. So we'll let it drop. And we'll let our chicken fry. And you will want to turn your chicken several times while it's cooking, just to make sure the heat transfers evenly, it browns evenly, and it cooks evenly. And we're still up around 350, so let's turn it down another notch. This will take several minutes. One of my chicken pieces is fairly large, so I want to make sure that gets cooked properly. You don't want to bite into chicken and find out it's not cooked. Okay, so we are going to take our chicken out. Let's see. First fry. Put a little and we'll put our next batch in. our big fat chicken drumstick. Now I would have let the oil return to a higher temperature, but it's already still hovering at around 325. So I don't think it needs to go any higher. This is going to drop it a bit, but because we're trying to cook the chicken through, we don't really need it high at the moment. We will increase the temperature for the second fry. Okay, once you've got all the chicken fried and you return the oil to 350 degrees, we're gonna fry our little babies again. This is not going to be a long cook. This is just to re-crisp the batter. This is going to crisp up the batter. It's not. Okay, make sure it all gets in there, all gets happily. There we go. Fried up. It only takes a couple of minutes. Korean fried chicken. We're going to give it a slight glaze with our honey soy sauce. This is quite often served as a drinking food and served with pickled daikon, which I find is delicious anyway. So let's have a taste. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. And even with the glaze on it, super crunchy. The thinner you make the batter, the crunchier it's going to be. I'm not sure which one I like best, the Thai fried chicken or the Korean fried chicken. Or you can mix and match, do the Thai fried chicken and make some of the sauces for the Korean. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when I put up a new video, which I do every Sunday, early. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you again soon with a new video.